Good morning, my friends. Happy Wednesday. I'm ready to paint. I feel like usually I'm like working on a million things and I'm not ready for this, but today I was sitting here waiting, all ready to go. Good morning, Michael. Hi, Valerie. Good morning, everybody. I feel like I work and do all my art shows, and I'm always trying to have enough work and do all the things, and I look forward to the time when my shows are over and I can just play. But I don't know when that starts because it hasn't started yet. Hi, Barb. Let me turn this around. So I painted this in my inspiring art group a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Move that light off of there. And it was really fun. I like the simplicity of it. So today my goal, and as I look at it, it's very, a lot of the same tones. Like it's not, usually when you do a painting, you want to have enough darkest darks and lightest lights to give it a lot of energy, I guess. I don't know what word to use. But this one doesn't really have that, but I want to try to paint this. I think I'm going to put like my amethyst color on here with this fun paintbrush that I think I got when I was plein air painting. One of my friends gave it to me to kind of get it kind of scratchy, rub in there, and then mix a very simple palette and try to keep my brush strokes super, super simple. That's my goal. Good morning, Emily. Okay. So let's mix colors first. Let's see if this reaches. Oh, it looks okay. I was cleaning off my palette this morning. So that kind of dark neutral background I put out. Now I'm not going to remember what I put out here. This color, I think. Is this yellow ochre? No, it is not. What color did I put here? I don't think it's burnt. Oh, it's probably this. French raw sienna. And I'm going to put a little bit of purple in there. Just a little bit and see what that does. Because I need to get that like darker background color. Which is takes up a lot of space in this painting. I love that. It's a little dark, so I'll take more of this. And I might... yeah, that's still too dark. I'm trying to think what would be good to add in there. If I put in a white, it's going to get chalky and too light. So I think I'm going to try, maybe I'll put a little cadmium yellow light in here. It's fun to play with color. And that might, let me see. I'll hold it up here and see how that looks. Well, that's almost spot on. So let's just put that right up there. Hopefully that's enough. And now there are parts of this that have, it's cooler, like where the vase is. It's kind of the same value. Sort of the same color, but it's cooler. I like that a lot too. So I'm just going to play with color, which is always fun. I'm going to put out a little bit. When I was at my workshop that I went to, I got this unbleached titanium. I got the Richardson oil. I love this color. It's like just not bleached white. It's unbleached, but it keeps colors warm instead of adding regular white where it gets it very cool right away. So how's everybody doing today? Yep, that's good. I love that color. So these are like the colors for the background. Then I'll clean this off and do the colors for the... I'm going to go a little lighter. mix colors all day long. Yeah, that's nice too. And then I think I'll add some white in there. That's the titanium white. So what's new? Good morning, Irma. I might just do a touch of this manganese blue, a little bit, second touch of that in there. There it is. It's nice. All right, that's good. I'll clean this off now. I need to make greens and my flower colors. I'm hoping to do like big strokes and keep it really simple. It's always my goal. I can't say as I achieve it that often, but it's always my goal. Okay, nice dark green. Where's everybody listening from? Watching and listening. That's nice. And then there's a little bit of a stem that has some red at the bottom. I'm just going to add a little bit of this in here. Oh, that's nice. All right, I'll clean that off. Now I need the colors for my flowers. North Texas. Almost never make these lives, but I watch every week from Alabama. Now I'm glad you're here today, Shauna. Virginia heading to North Carolina. Central Texas, great. And I have a question. By any chance, do you know if we can bring oil tubes in our carry-on? Yes. No, not in your carry-on, on your checked baggage. I don't think you can bring them in your carry-on. I think that's the thing you can't do. Just in your checked bag. And you have to put it like in a plastic bag like you do your luggage that you want to, what do you want to do with your luggage? Like you do with your toiletries. Put it in a plastic bag and then add a little note so that the TSA people know that it's art supplies. No one, when we went to France last time, nobody had any trouble with that. Ingleside, Ontario, Canada, Belgium. Good morning, Carol Ann, South Carolina. Good morning, Dawn. Watching from Virginia with my 9-year-old. Oh, how fun. Greensboro, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Michigan. Yeah, so you can't, I don't think you can bring them in your, I don't know, but I wouldn't risk it. And if you're going with me to France, you're going to need to check a bag anyway, since we're going for so long. But I didn't have any trouble the last time. Which reminds me, so if anybody, my trip to France is full, but I have another trip coming up to Italy, so if you want to get first dibs of getting into that class, just let me know and I'll add you to my email list. If you're already on my email list, you'll already get the email about it. I think they'll have everything ready for that by like the end of the month, that I can open it up for registration. It's to a beautiful place in Italy. Isn't that a pretty color? I think it's called Hotel Le Marché. It'll be a fun adventure if anyone wants to join me. And I do need more. Oops, I'm going to put some cadmium lemon out here. Oops, am I missing anything? Santiago in Chile, Texas. I packed a little horizontal sketchbook in my carry-on one time, and they pulled me aside to check it. So if you pack something like that, maybe put it on top. So that's a really good idea. Oh, fell over here. Oh my gosh. I'm reading comments and doing paint at the same time. Not good at that. That's really good. Now I'll just do this. Oh, now my paper towel's dirty. Making a mess. Nothing new. Now I'm going to add a little bit of, this is raw umber, into here just to kind of make it darker for shadow areas. Kind of made it go a little green, didn't it? I gave them my card and told them I had art for sale. I love that. I love it. You never know where you'll find a collector, right? I think that's a good start. My hands are a mess already. Good way to start the day. Let me pull this up here. And we'll dive in. And this might seem a little random and reckless, but that's what I've been feeling like lately. So that's what we're going to do. Sometimes you got to mix things up. I was just thinking about a blog post today, and the word I was working on was resilience. It's a fun thing to think about. You need a lot of it when you're painting. Resilience, even more so resilience against what other people might have to say about your art, but it's really your internal dialogue about it. Staying confident through the messy middle. Always the hard part. Oh, I wanted to use this fun brush. No, wait. Let's see if it gives, I don't know if I'll hold on to any. I like the scratchiness of how that looks, but I don't know that that'll show through in the end or not. We can hope. Interesting. I've never been checked, and I carry a sketchbook every time. Yeah, it's unusual that they would stop you for a sketchbook. Like totally not surprising to stop you for oil paint, but a sketchbook does seem like unusual. I always bring things like that and never ever get around to using them. Hopefully next time I will. Just kind of mapping out where things go. They thought it was a brick. That's a lot of sketching. A brick. Yeah, like, why is this lady bringing this with her? It's heavy. Nobody wants to bring heavy stuff. It's kind of fun just the way it is. 3.4 ounce. Oh, for paint. All right, I love it. All right, I'm going to get my pigment sticks out. Closing up my medium. I don't need that anymore. That. Oh, well, I'll find that later. I need a little sip of my coffee. It's almost finished already. Okay. This is right here. I have a few commission paintings that I need to work on. I don't want too much red in there. Is the amethyst? Oh, I know, Irma. I love that. It's like my new favorite color to put in the background. Yeah, it's a Michael Harding color. I think I need to get more of that. So pretty. Happy Wednesday, Anita. Really. Let me use my blue. This stem is right about the center. So I have to think as I'm doing it, so much of this painting is about the vases here that are front and center, and I want the focus to be on the flowers. So I'm going to have to shift that focus a little bit if I can. Saying that out loud, I don't know if it'll happen, but that's going to be what I'm going to aim for. And what color? Oh, my fun malachite green. I have to add a little bit of that in for good measure. Okay, that's a fun little start. It's very simple. I'm going to use a larger brush than normal to really try and keep it simple. So I'll start with a little bit of this background color. I might have to mix more of that. They say oil paint goes far, but sometimes, like when it takes up such a big chunk of the painting, really want to keep it loose. Yeah, all of a sudden it feels like autumn, doesn't it? I was in Virginia Beach at a show and it was like 80 degrees. It was so warm. And now all of a sudden it feels cold. I'm not sure I was ready for that, but I never am ready for fall weather. I enjoy fall weather. I just don't like cold weather. I don't like the next stage. Fun colors, right? So I'm just kind of going around and adding in color in different spots, but I really want to keep this loose and spontaneous, so it's challenging not to like want to color it in. It's funny, when I play games on my phone, my favorite ones are color games. Like I love to color things, but I try not to be thinking about coloring when I'm painting, if that makes any sense. Cheryl says, I always seem to run out of the color I mix. Do oils go further than pro-grade acrylic? Yeah, I think they do. Oil paint goes really far. Oh, Nancy said, oh, we had frost. Did we have frost last night, Nancy? I didn't even, honestly, look out the window. did not even look out the window this morning. It's that time of year. Colors are really fun. Now I want that petal to fall down over there, so I have to remember that. It's funny how much more brown that background is. Although I like it. I think it's a lot because of the color of that color I have in the background. Oh, what did I miss? Did I miss anything here, guys? It wasn't scrolling. I think I'm all caught up. This is more this. Just big strokes. And this is up higher, so this looks higher in the background here, but when you see through the vase, it's lower. Those are the kind of just simple little optical illusions that make things look real. It's crazy how that glass throws that off like that. Good morning, Ashley. Hi, Tina. Cash shadow back here. I don't want to get too busy with that either. Excuse me. So I can use my kind of lighter color in here. The subject, yes, it's fun. Challenging, because I'm trying to keep it very simple and not let it get complicated, but we'll see how that works for me. Good morning, Shelley. Always trying to push my ability to keep my paintings loose and still have them look like what I want them to. Because I love the idea of painting intuitively, like when you make strokes and then you let each thing that you do influence what your next step is going to be. Love zinnias, me too. Guess if it frosted last night, it'll be at the end of that. And my friend Kim, where I get my flowers at Root, she said her last day was yesterday. this. And I love that color showing through in the background, so I want that to stay part of it. But I have to kind of gently work around it so that there's enough left that you see it, but not so much that it's overpowering. I could do the green leaves. The brown and back looks great next to the brights. It does. It's a nice contrast. It's a nice contrast. So when you're painting, you know I love to paint with bright colors, but you need to have dark colors to really complement and make your bright colors pop. It's always that balance of brights and darks. I like what you said, not coloring it in. That's so interesting. Can you explain that more? Thanks, Anita, for that. Yeah, so, you know, when you're coloring in something like a coloring book or whatever, you're filling in the lines. And when you paint, and it's so hard to not think about it that way, you don't want to color in the lines. You want to put down chunks of color that meet up with each other and end up being the full painting. And as much as I love to color in the lines, you shouldn't be doing it when you're trying to create art. I don't know if I explained that very well, but like this is totally not coloring in the lines. And sometimes I find myself doing that because I love coloring. Like, gosh, if I'm with a kid and she's got a coloring book, I'm all on that project because it's just so relaxing to do that. Okay. Thank you. That's a great way to think about it. Yes. Got to save your coloring for the coloring books, not for your paintings. Gosh, and when you have to color in the lines, I always feel like that's when I get so meticulous that it ruins it. Like, you ever get those coloring books that are really expensive? Like, I get them at the beach sometimes when I was a kid, and they were like patterns, like, I can't think of what it's called, but perfect patterns. And you colored it in, and you had to like watch where the next color would go so that it would all look perfect. And as soon as I would make a mistake in one of them, then I was just done. I didn't even want the whole book, not the page, the whole book. Like, I've certainly progressed from being that person. It's like it shouldn't ruin your day if the pattern didn't turn out right. I think this. A little more of the lightest color down here. I have to intentionally think about where I want those lighter colors to be too. Good morning, Emerson. Are you getting ready for school? Your brush strokes and work is mesmerizing and inspiring. The way I want to paint but don't. And it just takes practice. Lots and lots of practice. And what better or more fun thing can you think of to practice doing? I love practicing painting. Need something very dark in here. These bottoms are dark. Good morning. Hi, Kathy. How are you? I haven't seen you in ages. How are the butterflies? What do butterflies do in the winter? I actually don't even know. All right. Oh, I kind of like how the vases look. Like they're kind of abstractish, but you still read them as a vase. You don't get lost in the shape of it. And that's been way too long. We have to get together. I would love that. Tell Karen to set something up. Good morning, Ellen. And I'm loving the way this is very loose and spontaneous. Like this is the way I always want to paint, but it's not how all my paintings are. Like I always say, I go like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. As long as it's not the other way around where I go more back than forward, I'm happy. And this goes a little more yellow. A little bit of pigment stick here. Monarchs fly to Mexico for the winter. Easter black swallowtails overwinter in their chrysalis. Oh, here? Kathy's a butterfly aficionado. It's interesting to know what they do. Monarch butterflies, right? Eastern here. Oh, okay, here. I think zinnias lend themselves to being, yes, they do. If there's, the simpler the petal, the more easy. That's not the right term. The easier it is to keep the looseness because you don't get lost in the details of it as much. And I'm still doing this with the same large brush. I just noticed that I was missing the I don't know what I was missing, something. Okay, 8:35. That's pretty good. I felt like it was like 9 o'clock already. Is that the rosemary brush you like or the Trekell? Which one has the most thin chiseled edge? Well, this is the rosemary brush. I would say the Trekell has the most thin chiseled edge because it's fewer bristles to chisel. But yeah, if I wanted to get in there and get real detailed, this is the brush that I would use. But I love them both equally. They're both great brushes. I need to order brushes too. I had a whole bunch of them in my cart, and then the cart never went through. And then, like, when that happens, I just stop thinking about it, and I'll go back like 2 weeks later and be like, oh, I never did order those brushes. I don't know what happens. I think I'm just bad at staying on task. I start doing it. I think I just needed to restart my computer, in all honesty. And I did that yesterday, so it should be fresh and happy now. Not likely. All right, so now I need to think about more details than anything else. And really take my time. I don't want to cover up too much of anything. I want to keep it spontaneous. To think about what I do and don't like. Not get too in the woods here. But I do need a little bit more definition. I see in my the tops of my vases. I love the little shape. They're actually little sidecars for, like, if you have a martini or something. They're like tiny little sidecars that you put your extra drink in. Just need a little bit of dots just to give that feel. And now I'm gonna just think a little bit more about my vase or anywhere else that I feel like there's too much pink showing through. It's just so many decisions. I always say when I do a painting, like a larger painting, for a long period of time, I get so tired, and I'm always amazed at how exhausted I feel. But it's just because you make a decision, like, constantly. You make a decision, and then you make another decision. And that is tiring. Let me see. Jennifer says, love this one. Thank you. Yeah, I have to take my time now, not rush through, rush the finish. And not add too much detail, because then you get lost in thinking about, are the shapes all perfect? Because I don't want to care about that. I just want it to have the essence of it. Yeah, they always say you don't want to paint the thing, you want to paint how the thing feels. It's hard to think about that. A little lighter green in here. I think I could put my highlights in here and be about ready All right, let me do. Just those little bits. Kathy says you can change the color with the same brush. Oh, I'm cleaning it off with a paper towel. Yep, I'm using the same brush. I'm lazy about cleaning brushes. So I just wipe it off between every color. And if I have like a dark color on there and I go with a lighter one, I just clean it a little better. I feel like these might be a little too chunky. I'm going to just soften them by pulling that up a little bit. Like the chunky bits, but I don't want them to be distracting. Just step back and think here if there's anything else. There's a lightness right here that I'm missing. Anybody see anything? Because I don't want to add so much then that it gets tight, which is where I'm close to going right now. I know I see it coming. I'll start fussing with it too much, and then the spontaneousness, is that a word? Will start to leave. Shelley says, beautiful, thank you. This is super dark right here. Oh, now I'm starting to mess with it too much. It looks gorgeous, thank you. Just a little bit less pink in here. Tina says, love it, it's gorgeous. Yeah, I love the looseness. This is what I'm always aiming for. Pull this down a little bit. Yes, now I think I'm changing it and I'm not making it better. So I'm going to put my brush down and sign it. That's what I always tell you guys. Once you get to the point where it's just changing but not improving, it's time to call it a day. Or painting, I guess. Yeah, very fun. Okay, let me show you. So there's my reference. And then here's my painting. So it has all kinds of fun brush strokes, bits of color. Like I love all that in there. And then there's my palette. I hardly even use these colors. I think I mostly use the neutrals because they're in the background. I guess that's why. So thanks for coming in and hanging out with me. I will save this on my YouTube channel if you want to watch it again. And I don't know what else. Thanks for coming. It was very fun. I think I'm good to do this again next week. And if you do go to my YouTube channel, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment or something so I know you were there. And if you want to be on my list to be first to know about my workshop in Italy. Oh, and I have one coming up too in, I think, February or March of next year at Square Pear Gallery in Kennett Square too. And that'll be the third time I'm doing that. It's so much fun. So just let me know if you're interested in any of those. And I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing day. And we'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks for coming.